Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video I am going to show you how to configure a DHCP server in Windows Server 2012 R2. So this is the same method if you are configuring a DHCP server in Windows 2016 or 2019. Will be the same concept and method which I am using in Windows Server 2012. This is my network topology. I have an internet service provider and I have a FortiGate firewall, and I have a Cisco switch, and I have my Windows server. I have a Windows server in my LAN network. I will configure my LAN network, then I will assign a static IP to my DHCP server. Then I will configure a DHCP server in the Windows Server 2012. These four computers which is in my LAN network will get an IP from this Windows server. I'm not going to configure a DHCP server on Fortinet. If I want to configure a DHCP server in Fortinet, so I can do it, but I'm not going to configure right now. I'm only configuring a DHCP server in my Windows Server 2012. First of all, let me log into my Fortinet firewall. So I'm going to double click on it and hit enter. So there's no configuration on FortiGate firewall, and it says enter the password, so I don't have password. I'm simply pressing the enter button, and it says please input a new password, so I'm setting a password, confirm password, and now I'm checking the port 1 interface of my Fortinet to know which IP is having the port 1, so I can access my Fortinet. So let me type the command get system interface physical. So my Fortinet firewall have a IP and port 1. I have to give permission to this port to have access on browser, because if I want to access my Fortinet firewall by typing the IP in the browser, so if I type the IP, I will be not able to access the Fortinet. I'm not getting the interface of the FortiGate firewall, so let me give permission to this port. Config system interface edit port 1, set allow access HTTP and ping sh, enter, next, and if I go to my browser and refresh the page, now successfully, now I can log in to the GUI of my Fortinet firewall. You can see it is a brand new, or there's no configuration on this device. So I'm going to assign an IP on this interface on port 2. Click on network and click on interface. Now here port 2 interface, which is green, it's mean there's a cable connect to it. I am naming it LAN role. I select LAN and I am assigning a manual IP 10.0.0.1/24, selecting HTTPS and ping. So here is the option if I want to configure DHCP server here, but now I'm not configuring it. Configure a DHCP server, Windows Server 2012. I assign an IP port 2 interface, and now if I go to my server, let's double click on it. If I go to the network setting, click on Ethernet, click on properties, click on TCP IPv4, and I am assigning a static IP from my LAN network. So I'm going to assign 10.0.0.2 and the subnet mask 255 and 255, and my gateway will be the IP of this interface. So the IP of this interface is, if I go to my port 2 interface, so the IP is 10.0.0.1. so I will assign my gateway 10.0.0.1, and for DNS server I'm entering the loopback address 127.0.0.1 and click OK, click yes. Now I should ping my gateway. If I open the command prompt and typing 10.0.0.1, so now successfully I am pinging the interface of firewall. My network is working properly from Windows Server side to my Fortinet. I'm going to configure a DHCP server in my Windows Server 2012. Let me open the server manager and click on add roles and features. Click on next. Click on role based and feature based installation. It is already selected. Click on next. Click on next. Now from here I am going to select DHCP server and add features and DNS server. Click next. Click next and click next. Install. Let's pause the video. Now my services has been successfully installed. So let me close this window and click on this yellow sign. Click on this cross icon and I'm going to click on tools. Click on DHCP. Let me expand this window, and this is the name of my server. So let me maximize it. So now from here click on this small arrow icon, and I don't have any address pool, so from here I am configuring my DHCP server. Right click on IPv4 and click on new scope and click on next. Now give a name to your DHCP service, my LAN DHCP. Click on next. From here it says what will be your start IP, which will get your clients. I'm going to assign IP 10.0.0. So I'm going to assign IP from 50, and my ending IP will be 10.0.0.150. So here you can see get the subnet mask of class A. Actually I'm using the class A IP, for that it is getting the class A subnet mask. So let me correct it, and I'm going to select 24s and click on next. Here you can exclude some IPs if you don't want to assign it dynamically for your clients, so you can exclude. Right now I don't want to configure this option. Next, and I'm skipping this option. Click on next, click next, say yes, I want to configure these options now. Click enter your it says uh, here enter your router IP address, so I'm going to enter the IP address of port 2, so that is my router, actually my Fortinet firewall IP. So I'm going to enter my interface IP 10.0.0.1. click on add and click next. Let me enter here my server name. Enter your server name, so I'm going to enter my server name. I'm going to click on add. Now click on next. So here enter your server IP again 10.0.0.2. click on add and click next. And yes, I want to activate this scope now. Click on next, click finish, and let me refresh my server. So now let me check if my server dynamically assigning the IPs to my clients. So let me check, and let me go to one of my client PC, and I'm going to type here IP DHCP, click enter. So here you can see my client 1 is getting a dynamic IP from my server, and it is getting .50 IP, which is the starting IP of the DHCP relay. So yes, the DHCP service of my server is working. Click on this PC, and I'm trying to get an IP DHCP. And yes, it is also getting an IP of 5.0.51. So that's all for today's video. So if you have any questions or confusion, feel free to ask in the comment box, and see you in the next video.